Dun, 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 dun. Hello and welcome to the Be True to You series. I am your host, Kimberly Rochelle, the founder and CEO of Positively Kimberly. I'm a public figure and author, as well as a mentality coach and energy trainer. I'm a free spirit, a grown-up child, and a part-time comedian when I feel like it. That was a joke. Anyways, so in this amazing series, what I get to do is meet with some beautiful, amazing, and authentic people all around the world and figure out what exactly makes them so awesome. Today, I have the pleasure of having Mr. Mark with me. Hey, Mark, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I can't complain. So every time I talk to you, I always get a smile on my face. What brings you joy?
Uh, Other than my family, of course, my granddaughter, but my job really brings me joy. I really enjoy what I do. I feel blessed that I have a job that I really enjoy going to every day, even though it's been trying lately, but it's still a joy.
What do you do?
I am a high school band director. I teach high school kids 9 through 12 how to play instruments.
Ooh, I played the xylophone. Did I ever tell you that?
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, I played the xylophone.
Cool. That's neat.
I love it as an instrument. My mom played the violin, though. I've always wanted to try that.
Oh, I took violin in college and it wasn't very successful. Sound like a cat being choked.
Oh, no. Well, what has been one really defining moment in your life?
It's hard to say. When I saw that question, I guess when I was about 13 or 14 years old, well, let me back up a second. My mother had rheumatoid arthritis real bad. She got it when she was young, like 25, 26. She was always having to go to doctors and she had like 20 operations. But when I was about 13 or 14, of course, thought I was bulletproof and, cocky, and I knew everything in the world. Well, she asked me to go with her one day. She had to have special shoes made. And she said, I want you to go with me to the, what they call it? It was a place where they made prosthetics and different things for people with amputees and people that needed special shoes molded to their feet, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
So when I went there, she said, I want you to sit here and watch people. And just afterwards, we'll talk about it. And after she said, now, how do you feel about your life when I walked out of there? And I thought, goodness gracious, there was so many people worse off than I am that have so many more troubles than I do, that my problems and me being on top of the world seem minute. And that has stuck with me throughout, that everybody needs to know that things could be worse. There's always a worse side to everything. And if you don't try to find the bright side of it, you'll be stuck in the dark side.
Definitely, definitely.
That was kind of defining for me.
Well, what kind of big obstacles has that really helped you overcome?
My biggest obstacle is myself. Getting in my head, just thinking that I've got things figured out, and I know you got to have confidence, but you can't have too much confidence. And that has really kept me to help me to stay grounded in my life.
That makes so much sense. I think everyone can relate to that. We're all our biggest obstacles in life.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything huge. I was blessed to have a nice family, grew up with mother and a father, good education, and, didn't have to work too. I mean, I had to work to go through college, but I didn't have it too bad.
Yeah.
So really, as far as obstacles, I'm my worst one.
Well, it's a good thing you know that, so then you can break through the barrier, right?
That's right. Yes, that's it.
So what do you consider your talents and your strengths?
Other than I'm musical, I feel like I'm musical. And I have a way of teaching students that they relate to me, I can relate to them. And I think I'm very empathetic. I try to tune into them. I try to keep them positive. One of the things I do in teaching is for every negative thing I say to them in a rehearsal, I try to say 2 positives right behind it. And that kind of helps keep, because you can sit there and, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, and keep going. But I always like to tell them what's right, because there's always something right. You might have to look a little harder for it. But finding the bright side of it.
Definitely. And I definitely would agree with that too, because there's just you have a very homey vibe to you. Like people just feel natural whenever you're around, I feel like.
Well, that's good.
And it is really hard to sometimes to find the positive things. Do you have any tricks for people that are having trouble looking at the positive side of things, or they can only see the negative?
Well, you have to be careful with who you surround yourself with. If you surround yourself with negative people, you will become negative. And I know that's not always possible, and you try to bring other people up, but you have to be careful when you're around negative people. Don't let them bring you down. You've got to try to have the opposite of it all the time.
I love that. How have those strengths of yours really played a big role in shaping who you are today?
Who am I today? That's the $1,000,000 question. No, I don't know. It's helped me become a very good teacher. I think it's helped me in my teaching and relating to the kids, and getting, through to them and trying to help them see bright sides of things instead of the negative always also. Because I hear the negative so much. Just turn the TV on. All you hear is negative.
Right.
Very few. You'll have 20, articles or, segments of a show, and only one or two of them will be positive, if that.
Well, what advice could you give maybe the younger generation or someone else that maybe wants to go into teaching too?
Go in open-minded. This virus has really, I know I could have took this very negative because we've had to go everything virtual, and I am not Mr. Technology, but I have had to become Mr. Technology. Now I could have closed off and not adapted and been miserable, but you've got to be able to adapt to any of your circumstances, and that goes with anything in life. You have to adapt to it and roll with it.
I like that. Adaptation is really the key to moving forward constantly in life.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a personal motto, something that's gotten you through all the hard times?
Attitude affects altitude. I think your attitude can affect how you're going to perceive things, how others perceive you, and how you get your points across. If you go in with negative attitude, you will get negative back. Negative begets negative. And so I saw that in Asheville. I saw at the airport. I used to live in North Carolina, and they had a slogan that said attitude affects altitude. No, it said altitude affects altitude. It was backwards. And I was thinking, well, why was that? Because they're saying they're high up in the mountains. It affects your attitude. You have a better attitude because you're high up in the mountains. And I started thinking, well, your attitude can affect your altitude, how high you'd actually go in life. You can hold your own self back.
It's so true. It really is.
Again, your worst enemy or your worst obstacle yourself.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I did see one other little saying one time that I liked, and it said, "There's magic on the other side of fear."
I love that.
And I love that. Ever since I've heard that, it has really stuck with me. That if you can get through the fear, no telling what you can find on the other side of it.
And fear is always worst whenever you're at the edge of your comfort zone. So if you just push a little bit further,
Go past,
you've got the magic.
And then the magic happens.
Mm-hmm. I absolutely love that.
Well, thank you.
Well, it has been so nice talking to you and hanging out with you for this time.
You too.
I just wanted to let you know that you're awesome in every way, and I absolutely love you and adore you as a person.
Same here. I miss you. I can't see you.
I'm sorry. Well, we're still friends. We can still chat.
Oh, yeah.
So.
We'll have to FaceTime or something.
Definitely. Well, I'll talk to you later.
All right. Take care.
So Mark gave some key pieces of advice, didn't he? He let us know that the biggest challenge or the biggest obstacle in our life is going to be ourselves. We are our own worst enemy, right? And whenever we realize that, we can really overcome anything because we can realize how we're hindering ourselves and hindering our progress. The key here is to adapt, just like he said. Whenever life throws us curveballs, don't freak out. It's okay. Take a step back, maybe take a breath, and relax. You've got this. Adapt your way forward. I'll see you next time.